Welcome to the December episode of Let's Talk Tech, a monthly show providing you little bites of technology. In this episode, we'll discuss holiday tech gifts, scams, apps, and updates on a few topics in previous shows, and our new monthly feature which offers interesting tech history facts. For example, did you know that on December 12th of 1980, Apple had their first public offering, and 2 years later, on December 26, 1982, they introduced the Apple Macintosh computer. In 2006, there were just 100 million internet sites. Today, there's over 1.7 billion websites. That's just incredible. So let's begin with holiday tech gifts. Hi, Cheryl. Happy holidays already.
Hi, Debbie. It seems like we were just talking about pumpkin spice season, and now we're into eggnog and peppermint mocha. You know, I've been so busy trying to figure out what to get my grandson for the holidays. There's so many things to think about.
I know, me too. I've been looking at gifts for mine, who are all at the age where toys are passé, gift cards are so impersonal, and yours is a bit younger and more fun to buy for.
I know you've been a teacher, so can you suggest anything that's both educational and fun for a 3-year-old?
As a matter of fact, I have some ideas for any age group, and happy to share. Did you know that a child who's 10 years old today has never lived before iPads or Instagram? Or a 20-year-old has never lived before GPS or electric vehicles? It's amazing. But technology can help children learn by doing. Rather than just memorizing facts, an interactive play encourages thought and ideas. So I would say if a child doesn't have a tablet, that would be my first recommendation. The Amazon Fire tablet or an inexpensive Android tablet are great starter tablets and much less expensive than an iPad. Expect to pay between $100 and $600 on one of these, but don't forget a very durable case.
Well, what about science toys? Or I heard this term called STEM, S-T-E-M. Well, I have no idea. What does that mean?
Well, STEM is an acronym for science, technology, engineering, math, and it's a really big focus now in schools because they combine it with a lot of other topics. So let's talk about some cool ideas, all easy to buy online. One area where you can go wild, at least for me, is robots. This is my robot. I used it with my students in my classroom. I named him Lil Buddy. This one is a bit costly, but I found one online that was very similar called the M-Bot. And it's good for a child at least 7 or 8 or older, but the M-Bot's only about $70. And here are some more of my favorites. A remote control gearbot from Lakeshore Learning, which is actually right up the street by Gate 6. This can be built and rebuilt over and over any way the child chooses and has a wireless controller to connect it and move it around. It's just about $60. Although shaped like giant gears, it's very reminiscent of Legos, which is always a fan favorite and a good choice. This is Wonder Workshop's Dash, which for about 6 to 8 up. This integrates the teaching of introduction to computer coding with playtime. I have spent hours of fun with this one and my students. This is a little more expensive, but in my mind, totally worth it. You could expect to pay about $150 on Amazon.
Well, that looks like a lot of fun, too.
I know, it's a lot. This is an online subscription kit called Little Travelers, and it has some great options for all types of subjects, but they added a nice science kit, which is why I decided to add it here today. The price might vary depending on the subscription or what you get in the kit. I couldn't miss talking about technology easily worn on your wrist, from phones to fitness. So if those kids are spending too much time playing video games and sitting on the couch, when we come back, we'll give you some ideas to keep them moving.
Hi, welcome to Pacific Financial Planners. We focus on income replacement for your retirement. We have over 3 decades of professional money management experience. We personalize a plan that's right for you and your family. You only get one shot at retirement. Don't you think you better get it right? So give us a call for your free consultation. We can do this over the phone, via Zoom, or in person.
So this is a Fitbit, which is a fitness tracker.
I have a Fitbit.
Cool. So this one's a really cute one with a minion theme. This activity tracker for kids 6 and over makes fitness fun for the whole family with motivating challenges and a long-lasting battery. And who doesn't love a minion? I love them. So this is a gizmo, a bit more pricey as it is a smartwatch requiring monthly Verizon service, but it's great for peace of mind and child safety because it has a GPS locator. It's also a fitness tracker and has easy-to-use parental controls, limiting the kids to just 10 contacts only. 2 of my grandkids, both of whom are very active and play a lot of sports, have these watches, and these devices really hold up. And while I'm talking about tech on your wrist, I thought I would throw out an idea for our families to buy for us. Did you know that if you own an Apple Watch SE or an Apple Watch Series 4 or later, it can detect a hard fall? It will help connect you to emergency services if needed. This feature is routinely enabled for users 55 and over. So if your watch detects that you've been immobile for about a minute, it will make the call automatically. And after that call ends, your watch sends a message to your emergency contacts with your location, letting them know that your watch detected that hard fall and dialed those emergency services. So your watch gets your emergency contacts from your medical ID, which you set up in advance. Not only that, the newest iWatch can also do screening EKGs, keep track of many health-related functions such as your steps, your heart rate, your pulse oximetry, and even more. So if you would like more info on that, visit the Apple website under Healthcare. And while I'm on those items for grown-up kids that you may have heard about virtual reality, VR. This user wears the headset and it puts them right in the middle of a simulated environment. From virtually participating in sports to travel, you can visit the world without even leaving your couch. This is good for any age. An inexpensive version could be less than $50, but a really good one is about $300, but so fun. And we're not done yet. So there's also many apps that use technology. This one, which I've used in my classes and with my grandkids, is called ABC Mouse, which is a subscription-based learning system for about $12.99 a month. It can be used with any computer, mobile phone, or device. It offers 850 interactive lessons and activities for ages 2 through 13.
That looks great. I think it's perfect for my grandson.
Yeah, and there's an option here too that I like that combines tablets with hands-on learning games called Osmo, in which players use objects in the real world to interact with their digital world, shown on their iPad or Fire tablets or Android tablet. It teaches math skills, coding, spelling, drawing, geography, and more. They have several packages good for the 4 to 10 age group, and it's family-oriented. I actually bought this one for my granddaughter when she was a few years younger, and she just loved it. There are some add-on products too. I got her the pizza shop, and she liked that one a lot.
Debbie, thank you so much. You've given me so many great options. I am prepared now for the holiday gift-giving time, birthdays, and probably a couple more years to go on.
Right. I know I'm a wealth of information when it comes to tech toys. So while we're discussing apps, let's go over to the App of the Month segment, which this month, of course, is a holiday theme. So elf yourself. This holiday tradition has been around for 14 years and lets you take your faces and create a cute dance video. This is super fun to do with your grandkids for sure, but also your kids and your friends. And speak to Santa. If you want your grandkids to talk to Santa, there are many apps for this. And typically they charge on how long the call is or whether you want a video or FaceTime call. And then, of course, you can't forget Santa Tracker. Where's Santa now? This is a way to monitor Santa as he travels the globe, which is always fun. And of course, NORAD, they also offer this service. And lastly, spin the dreidel. This is a digital version of the beloved game, but no dreidel needed. And up next, we'll go over the scam of the month.
2 in 3 Alzheimer's disease patients are women. If you or your loved ones are experiencing symptoms of memory loss or confusion, call our clinic today to schedule a free screening. At Tilda Research, you will work with distinguished physicians and researchers like Dr. Ken Deck, who has served the Orange County community for over 40 years. We offer patient stipends and free transportation. Call and schedule your free screening now.
Each month we have the Scam of the Month, but this time I want to focus on two. I asked Cheryl to stay because this happened to her recently.
So Debbie, I get these emails and they look legitimate, but how do I know for sure?
Well, that's a great question. There are some things that you can check that will alert you, but if you don't know for sure, just delete it. On this one, if you look at each part of it, there are no misspellings. And when I hover over and right-click, the address looks legitimate. The only thing that alarmed me on this was no phone number. I would always want to call to verify.
Yeah, that seemed odd, but hey, I could call the phone number on my account, right?
Yeah.
Of course I could. That would be what I'd do to confirm.
Absolutely, and actually this email looks fairly legitimate. But on this email, this has misspelled words and has several red flags. Lack of capitalization, an odd email address when you hover and right-click.
So, like you've been telling me, always be careful with anything that seems out of place or too good to be true, whether it's emails or texts or phone calls.
Yes, you are a good student. And up on the screen are some tips for everyone on staying safe. So, Cheryl, I also recently read about scams targeting seniors and wanted to share the information with our community. A new report found that romance scams targeting older Americans have increased significantly during the COVID-19 pandemic, with adults aged 60 and higher losing about $139 million in 2020, the highest total reported loss of any scam category. Just for comparison, older adults lost $84 million to romance scams in 2019, according to the Federal Trade Commission. Scammers often use fake dating profiles to lure people into sending money, sometimes through gift cards or wire transfers. Rampant loneliness existed long before COVID-19, and experts believe it's now worse, prompting people to seek out connections online, and it may even increase during the holidays. Many people reported that romance scammers used the pandemic to explain requests for money or their inability to meet in person, according to this report. So here's some ideas on how to protect yourself according to the FTC. Never send a person money without meeting face-to-face, and then be very careful and don't go alone. Use an online reverse image search to make sure their pictures align with their name and that they're not associated with anyone else. And listen to your family and friends' concerns. If you think it might be a scam, you can report it to the FTC at reportfraud.ftc.gov, which is up on the screen. And next, we'll answer the question of the month.
Debbie, here's a question we got. Sometimes when I'm watching Netflix, the TV freezes and then starts and stops. How fast does my internet need to be to stream? Yeah, I'd like to know that too.
Yes. So internet speeds vary, and here West Coast Internet offers different speeds for different prices. But technically, all of their speeds are sufficient. For example, watching a movie on Netflix requires a minimum of 5 megabytes per second for a standard definition movie, which is basically anything you probably would watch. But speed is also coupled with something called bandwidth, and that is the amount of data that can be transferred from one point to another in a specific amount of time. So think of the internet like a giant highway with many lanes of traffic, but instead of cars, packets of data are traveling on the road. At certain times of the day, traveling the road is easier and less congested. That would make your speed faster. Other times during rush hour, the road is very crowded and the travel is much slower. And on the internet, sometimes two cars can even share a lane. When the TV is freezing, blurry, and stopping and starting, that's called buffering. A number of things could be causing buffering. But before you reach out to get support from your service, it's a good idea to perform some internet checks on your own. For instance, restart your router. To do this, you unplug the power for at least 60 seconds and then wait, and even longer is fine, and then when you're ready, plug it back in, let it reset. Then you should restart the device you're viewing on. If that doesn't help, buffering could be caused due to issues with the streaming service, the channel, or the vendor providing the stream. And remember, when the highway is busy with traffic, it may be slower.
Debbie, that's great information. I now know that the internet is a very busy place.
It certainly is. And now I want to talk for a few minutes and give some updates on previous topics. The first thing I want to talk about is misinformation on the internet. Here's an example. There was a recent viral post regarding stranded and lost people or hikers who could change their voicemails on their phones to let people know where they were if they were lost. This was not completely true. In general, no one without service can change their voicemail greeting unless they have access to Wi-Fi, a landline, or another cell phone on a different wireless network. And this is according to spokespeople for all three main carriers. And you must have some battery life left on the phone. So you might be wondering, how can you check for accuracy on these types of rumors? There is a trustworthy fact-checking site called Snopes.com. That's SNOPES.com. They give you the facts and they will even rate the truthfulness. They use multiple data sources to check for accuracy on the posts that spread on social media. And when we come back, we'll continue with a few technology tips.
Super Immunity, powered by Source, is the first of its kind water-soluble, vitamin-fortified drinkable supplement. These perfectly balanced liquid vitamins are delivered with 25 milligrams of hemp extract. What does that mean for you? It means 0 THC, no sugar, and no calories. Super Immunity is water-based, not oil, so your body gets the full effect of your vitamins and anti-inflammatory hemp without the compromise. Now you can stay active and do what you do best. Take your best shot, morning, afternoon, or night.
Last month, we spoke about privacy policies. So I wanted to add that each year you get an insert with the large envelope you should have received from VMS in November. This gives you the ability to opt out of communications. You have a choice if you want your information shared beyond any necessary emails. If you don't want your information shared with anyone besides VMS, be sure to find that paper and check the box to opt out. That doesn't mean you won't get important messages from Laguna Woods Village or VMS. This just means that others may not be able to quickly access your information and your contact info upon specific request. Well, that is a wrap for our December episode. Thanks to my Santa's helper, Cheryl, and for joining us today on Let's Talk Tech. In our next episode, we will discuss the new Windows 11 update, apps for fitness and communication, devices to make your TV smart, and more. And remember, on the third floor of the Community Center, we have the PC Lab as well as the PC Education Center. And we also have a Mac Club and a Video Club here for your technology needs. We really appreciate you joining us today. Our show airs Monday and Friday at 10:30 a.m. on Village TV, or watch anytime on the Village TV YouTube channel. Subscribing is easy. Remember, be kind when posting online and stay safe by updating your privacy settings and passwords regularly. Have a wonderful holiday season.
Captain America.
Watch HGTV.
Netflix.
There are many treasures within the walls of Laguna Woods Village. The foundation of Laguna Woods Village is one of them. Nowhere in the nation has a community embraced a commitment to assist its own residents with temporary emergency support. Since 1997, the foundation makes that support available through donations by individuals, clubs, organizations, and bequests. Help the foundation to help the real treasures within the village, our friends and neighbors.